Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinitty Series fires things off at the granddaddy of them all, Daytona International Super Speedway. Drivers going to be on the high banks, running fast times, high speeds. Who's going to do what it takes to get to the checkered flag first? 34 drivers going to attempt to grab the race win here tonight in the PR Taco Palace 187, brought to you by PR's Taco Palace and Margarita Bar, right down there in beautiful sunny Orlando, Florida. Drop on by, grab yourself some tacos, because guess what? Tomorrow is Taco Tuesday, but we're going to celebrate at the Salsa Bar here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV Land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave, bringing you all the calls from trackside. Qualifying already underway, so what do you say we jump right into bringing some of those qualifying times over there to the left-hand side of your screen, inside of his Patron number 7, Ed Hauck. Top of the speed charts, quick time here in qualifying, 50.54 for that Patron machine. Hauck doing a good job so far this season, trying to make up a little bit of points after missing one of our first 3 races. 10, 11, 12 drivers now on the speed charts. It's going to be a fast ending to qualifying here, just about halfway through this 5-minute session, and Hauck still At the top of the speed chart, you can see 3 separate drivers all running a 50.53. It's coming down to the hundredths of a second for who's going to walk away with the pole position here tonight. In the PR's Taco Palace 187, and for the moment, it's the Patron Man at the front. Brian Tarnowski right there behind him with Patrick DeSauner rounding out your top 3 positions here in qualifying. 22 on the speed charts. Now make that 23 as Hauck's going to move further through the field. Derek Moore going to lay down the fast time now and snatch that provisional pole. Todd Cray going to go third with Scott Bellin jumping to the top of the speed charts. And just like that, Justin Prater, he's coming around and he says, "Not so quick, my man. You ain't got the sauce yet." And Prater gonna go top of the speed charts just about, looks to be about 70 seconds remaining here in qualifying. With only 2 drivers out there still on track. Nicholas Swing as well as Carlos Ramos. He's looking to lay down a fast time. Will he be able to dethrone Prater at the top of the speed charts? I don't know. It's going to be pretty close. 29 out of our 34 drivers with a qualifying time. Less than 60 seconds to go, and we'll set the grid for tonight's PR's Taco Palace 187. Brought to you by PR's Taco Palace and Margarita Bar. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and it's about to be race o'clock right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Live coming at you from Daytona International Super Speedway. Justin Prater, the 18 Toyota Super Machine. He's still out front, less than 30 seconds to go. Will anybody dethrone the man at the top of the speed charts? And it doesn't look like anybody's going to have a shot. 31 drivers attempted, but only 1 walks away with the pole position. So that's going to do it for qualifying. We're going to take a quick commercial break and then head back trackside for your national anthem. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof
And as the Angels finish the flyover, we get ready to head trackside and start things off for tonight's PR Taco Palace 187. But before we do, we got one more official business to take care of. What do you say we jump into the point standings coming into tonight's race? There you can see last week's race winner walking away with his first checkered flag, Bailey Dutton. Only driver to finish top five in all three of our opening rounds. Dutton sits top of the speed charts. He leads them all by 5 points. Bobby Blazer, Todd Cray right there. The second and third, very close points battle between them. How about the knot up right here, though? How about Patrick DeSaulner and John Timms knotted up at 96 points? It's going to be a hot and heavy season, hot and heavy battle. This entire season number 6, these drivers starting off with a bang. 3 different race winners in 3 races. Will we see our first back-to-back race winner tonight? Or will we get yet another fresh face, a 4th race winner? I don't know, but we're about to find out as drivers begin to start those engines. We hear the bells ringing in the background. You know the sounds, you know it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup in the PR's Taco Palace 187. Rolling off inside row number 1, your pole sitter here tonight. Inside of that 18 Toyota Supra, Justin Prater gonna lead him to the line. The one of Scott Bellum just to his outside. Justin Gann in the 30 machine. Gonna line up inside row number 2, Brian Tranelski, as well as Joe Whitmer rounding out your top 5. The 38 machine of Zach Miller just to his outside, representing Tolstica Racing. Nick Burlow, the Carolina native, inside of that. Charlotte Knights 49 machine, he'll roll off in 7th. Derek Moore right there just to his outside, finishing out row number 4. Back in row number 5 here tonight, inside of the 21 machine, Todd Cray. 39 of Michael Overstreet will round out your top 10. Back in row number 6, the 14 of Josiah Strauss. And the patrol number 7 of Ed Hauck. Row number 7 here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway, Patrick DeSaulner, followed by Nate DeFayette. Dave Gage, Larry Bullen back in row 8. Row number 9, Stephen Ayers Jr. and Aaron Alt, Andrew Alt, and Adam Ross round out your top 20. Rest of the field looks a little something like this. Big heavy hitters in the back of the pack here tonight as we get set to drop the green flag for the first time. Here we go. Music will fade. Drivers will make their way into the restart zone, and just like that, green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway. Taking the green flag front of this field, Scott Bellum showing the way down into turn number 1. He's got the 30 machine of Justin Gann just to his outside. So a big run so far. You can expect to see these lanes juke and jive, battle back and forth, a little bit of an accordion effect. One lane will get going, and it looks like we've got some drivers hitting the parachute button. They're going to go ahead and drop to the back end of the pack, not wanting to race just yet. Long night here tonight for us. Oh, and we've got one into the outside wall. A little bit of a scrape on the outside wall. That's going to be the number 7 of Ed Hauck into the outside wall, and he's a little loose off of 4. That damage may be a little worse. Back across the line to complete lap number 1, and leading lap number 1 will be that number 1 Fast Ford Mustang front of the field. Down on the bottom of the racetrack, Scott Bellum with that top spot will drop that timing scoring over to the left-hand side of your screen. It's going to be a fluid, rapidly moving timing tower here tonight. Passes going to be made left and right. We're going to have lead change after lead change as Brian Janelski now is going to take the top spot halfway down the back stretch as we head to turn number 3. Side-by-side racing action for your top 10 positions on the track as we cross the line to complete lap number 2. Lap number 3 now goes on the board. And it looks like we're starting to see a few drivers jump to that outside, but a lot of them want to just log some laps early here tonight, get a handful of this race behind them. Single file racing down at the bottom of the racetrack. And you can see two distinct separate packs right here already here tonight. Looks like the 8 machine of Josh Douglas. We'll take a look back at this second pack back here. Scott Thomas, Patrick Dishonor, Dave Gage, Patrick Coro, Bailey Dutton, all of them back here in this second pack. All wanting to play it a little safe here tonight. They may not want to go full send just yet. A long race here in this 2.5 mile super speedway. High banks, high speeds, and high stakes here tonight in race number 4 in the PR's Taco Palace. 187, 3 laps on the board, in the bag. Bellum still able to lead that inside lane, and pretty surprisingly at this point in time, Brian Tonowski falling back on that outside lane. He's actually going to pick up, I believe that's the 62 machine of Nate DeFayette just to his outside. Was able to grab that position away to lead that outside lane, but you can see already starting to fall all the way outside of your top 5 as Todd Cray makes a move down to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll follow along with Nick Burlow just in front of him. Some juking and jiving going on back through the field, and the Tres Agaves Toyota Super going to head a little further back in the pack. He may be overheating just a little bit. We're going to have to keep our eyes on him, see what's going on. I believe that is the 14 of Josiah Strauss. We'll try to get a look at him here off of the exit of turn 2, heading down the backstretch. And it looks like all is well throughout the field. No problems, no troubles for anybody out there, but very decisive packs early here tonight. You know, I'm starting to wonder back here right around that 20th position or so, are you beginning to get a little bit too far out? Are you beginning to get a little too far behind? The draft, yes, big key here at these super speedways, but if you get too far back, you're not going to be able to make that run back to the front. You're going to have to depend on a caution, and, well, when cautions happen here at Daytona, it can happen so fast that you can find yourself in it before you have a chance to react. So always a little bit of roll of the dice. You don't really know how your night's going to go. You just kind of climb inside the car, and 3 wide for the first time, 3 wide for a moment. Contact, it doesn't work out. The 28's going to go around. Brian Tarnowski going to get collected in this one. A handful of drivers. Tarnowski going to go around, and I believe Aaron Hall going to get contact out of this one as well. Yes, indeed, the 19 machine going to be caught up and involved in this latest one. So I tell you what, while we get that one queued up for you, and it looks like they're giving us the thumbs up, so let's go check the replay. Oh, there it is, a little bit of contact. 37, I believe that was the 37, and in comes the 19. He's going to collect a piece of this one. The 29, I believe that was, or possibly the 39 of Michael Overstreet. No, Overstreet's going to make his way by around on the outside in that Busch Light Toyota Supra. So Aaron all involved, as well as Brian Tarnowski. So a tough break here for some drivers very early. So we're going to jump back live up at the front of the field. There you can see the 33 of Joe Whitmer as he closes in on your race leader. Everybody stays out on the track for the time being. With an early caution here tonight, drivers going to begin to have to ask themselves, what do we got going for strategies? What's the outlook here? Are we going to try to keep this thing out on the track? limited sets of tires on pit lane. So you can't just come down and get 4 fresh Goodyear every single time, or every time the caution comes out. You're going to have to pick and choose your battles. But the tire wear's typically not an issue here at Daytona. Will we get some fakers? Some move makers? Looks like no. Everybody going to follow the leader. Scott Bellum going to bring a long parade of drivers down to pit road, and it does indeed look like pretty much your entire field. One driver's got a little bit of guts. He's going to roll the dice and gamble just a little bit. I believe that may be the 10 of Brendan Carroll, and no, actually, that is the 18 of Justin Prater. Prater going to stay out on the track. Prater's going to stay out on the track, and I believe that will put him back onto the lead lap as Justin Gann wins the race off of pit road in that Hangry Animals number 30 Ford Mustang. There you can see Gann making his way around, and if it weren't for bad luck, he might not have any running well in all 3 races, and just trouble at the end has found this number 30 machine. He has got a magnet on him. It just seems to find him so far this season, and trying to get the monkey off his back and get back to his winning ways and back inside of those top 5 finishes. Justin Gann going to put a lap lead in his back pocket, and he's going to look to score a handful of more points throughout the rest of tonight's race. You got to get there first. You got to be there at the end. And, well, when you're in the front, I like your chances. I'd rather be in front of the chaos as opposed to behind it. As you can see, that last time around, caught up and involved with that incident. The 19 of Aaron Alt, Brian Tarnowski, and yes, indeed, it was the 12 of Adam Ross catching a piece of that action. So 3 drivers caught up and involved, and, well, not much that 19 of Aaron Alt could do. And, I mean, just like that, snap of the fingers, I was going to say, prior to that caution, is this second pack far enough back to avoid anything with the racing action that was going on at the front? No, it wasn't too overly aggressive, but 3 wide went wrong, and we've got ourselves under caution for the first time here tonight. Lap number 10 underway. Pace car lights are off, and we're ready to fire things off once again. Drivers got to get double file, pull the belts tight, get their elbows up, and get ready to go. Racing once again here tonight in the PR's Taco Palace in Margarita Bar. 187, 75 laps in tonight's official race distance. We've got 10 in the bag as we get set for our first restart. Todd Cray, Justin Gann, going to lead him into the restart zone. Nate DeFayette, Scott Bellum, and Joe Whitmire will round out your top 5. See some great paint schemes out there in the field here tonight. How about that kitty cat coin number 93 of Patrick DeSauner? Always love to see that Toyota Supra out there on the track. And we've got some we got some good sponsors going on back near the tail end of this field. We'll get to some of those sponsors just a little bit later on. We've got the Tres Agave, the tequila machine out there tonight. We've got Patron in the house. We're kicking it with the OG Snoop Deagle Double G with the Corona machine out there on the track as well. So a lot of great racing sponsors here tonight. We also got a Snickers bar in case you get a little bit hangry. And inside of that Hangry Animals, number 30, Justin Gann going to lead him back to the restart zone. And on the gas, green flag flies. Once again here from Daytona International Super Speedway. Outside gets a good jump, and Gann going to drop to the bottom. We've got 3 wide racing here on the restart back of the pack. Look at the Wrangler twins out there running it up at the top of the speedway, the 33-3 machine. Joe Whitmer and Derek Moore looking to maybe pawing off a few jeans as these drivers head off to the taco bar a little bit later. Happy hour already in the bag, and we've got some happy racing going on here. 3 wide for a moment. I believe that is Nate DeFayed getting stuck in the middle, trying to lead that outside lane, and he's going to be able to slide up in front of the 33 and take control of that outside lane. Everybody's single file down at the bottom. Only 3 drivers are willing to risk it for the biscuit here tonight. Who wants the whole enchilada, and who's going to walk away with the checkered flag here tonight? Maybe a few free drinks. We'll have to see how things are going down there at the PR's Taco Palace here tomorrow night. Taco Tuesday around the world, around the nation, and get ready. If you haven't been to PR's Taco Palace yet, if you're down in the Orlando, Florida area, check them on out. I'm telling you, stumbled upon the place while I was down there for a Daytona International Daytona 500, and I'm telling you, absolutely amazing food. Gotta get yourself there if you're in the area. And if you're in the area, I'm pretty sure you know about it. But if you happen to come see the mouse at his house, make sure you go to the PR's Taco Palace and Margarita Bar. Lap number 13 underway. Outside lane beginning to make up some ground, gaining some momentum out there, and it's pretty interesting to see 3 cars being able to run down and hang with 5 down on that inside lane. Big push now out of the 21 of Todd Gray. He's going to be on the tail end of Justin Gann, trying to keep him out front, but the outside lane is making their way to the front. We're going to head back outside of your top 10. Let's take a look at this second pack, being led by Larry Bowling. The 69 machine down on the bottom of the racetrack has got Nick Burlow right there just to his outside. The 29 of Andrew Walt. He was able to miss some of that carnage and chaos. You can see a little bit of tail end damage on that Patron. Number 7 of Ed Hauck is trying to fill the slot, but not going to be able to get there in time. John Timms going to close the door, and Andrew Walt going to be left high and dry all on his own. And we'll jump around the racetrack just a little bit, trying to bring you all of the action that we possibly can. Separating themselves are the Jeans twins, Whitmer, and that 3 machine of Derek Moore. They're going to get split up, but they're all going to fall single file at the front of the field. Your top 10 beginning to open up over the rest of the field. 3.2 seconds back from DeSaulner to Nick Burlow, who now leads that second pack. And we do have a third pack beginning to emerge back in the back of this field, but they may be a little bit too far behind to do anything about it. And it looks like we do have drivers with a, whoa, big moment right there. 62 of Nate DeFayed. He's going to have to pull that a line, almost contact with that. Oh, and contact. There is contact. 33, all sorts of out of shape. Looked like DeFayed was going to drop down to the bottom of the racetrack and try to take that position, but not quite clear. Spotter missing that just a little bit. And slight contact almost turned into a nightmare at the front. Things beginning to calm themselves down at the front of the field. There you can see all of those drivers now single file. Your top 3 still nose to tail. Justin Gann leading Todd Gray and Scott Bellum, Nate DeFayed, and Zach Miller. Round out your top 5. Josiah Strauss, Dave Gage, Patrick DeSaulner, Derek Moore, and Joe Whitmer. Round out your top 10. And how about this 404 of Dave Gage running well here tonight in that Jose Cuervo 404. Just yet another one of those beautiful paint schemes out there on the track here tonight. And I tell you what, let's take a look. All important. Let's take a look back at Patrick DeSaulner. There you can see looking down the right side of the car, left-hand side of the car. We apologize. Looking back at that kitty cat coin, number 93 machine. DeSaulner right on the tail end of Dave Gage as we continue green flag racing here from Daytona International Super Speedway. And I tell you what, you want to get a little shot? Let's take you there. We're going to jump on board now. There you can see just in front as we ride with Patrick DeSaulnier. Just a little bit of a look at Dave Gage's Jose Cuervo 404 Chevy Camaro, getting it on the track here tonight and looking to get himself a little bit of reputation down there at the Taco Palace. We'll see how the friends and everybody treats him after this one. I know they're all rooting him on. I know they're all, well, let's just call it like we see it. They all think, I can do better than that. And, well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see who got tipsy and who's going to tip the scales in their favor here tonight. Slowly but surely, Nate DeFayette has led that outside group of three machines with a big charge. We've got three Fords lined up, nose to tail, trying to take the top spot away from a fellow fast Ford. Justin Gann continuing to lead with the only bow tie in sight. The only Chevy man in the front of this field, Todd Cray right there, rounding out your podium position. Second car inside lane. Big push on Gann halfway down the backstretch. And we've got, that was almost trouble. Someone almost slipped on the salsa, and we almost had ourselves our second caution of the evening here tonight. So you got to watch it. You got to be easy. You don't want to be heading to the pits and back to the hauler to sit down and have some chips and guacamole. You want to keep yourself out there on the track and have a chance to lift the trophy. As we got some heavy racing action back here in this second pack. Let's go back here and check out some of this action going on. Caught it out of the corner of our eye. 2-3 wide for a moment. All for position outside of your top 10. That's the 18 of Justin Prater leading that inside lane. Carlos Ramos looking to bring that premier number 97 around the outside and into control this second pack. Side-by-side racing action here. These drivers are losing some ground. They are losing some time to that lead pack. 6 seconds separating your top 10 from the rest of this field. Joshua Douglas a little bit behind the 8 ball with early issues. That number 8 machine well off the pace, over 9 seconds back from your race leader, but he does have a partner in crime right now. You can see these two tandem drafting around the track. Although they're turning in some good lap times, it is not the speed involved when you get five or more drivers all lined up, all in a line down at the bottom of the racetrack. That's when you turn in those extremely quick times. And it looks like a little struggle here tonight for that 8, as well as the 77, the 19 of Aaron Alt. Got to head to the top of this track as he falls further through the field. Already listed 2 laps down. Your first driver off of the lead lap. So he's hoping and praying for a handful of cautions to get himself back in contention here tonight. "34 drivers took to the starting grid here tonight. We've still got 33 out on the track, but only 30 drivers left on the lead lap. Daniel Jensen in a number 4 Ford machine still down on pit road, trying to fix and correct some of the damage incurred under our first and only caution here tonight. Jensen paying the price, and it looks like he may be picking up the tab around on him, as Jensen may be out of tonight's PR's Taco Palace and Margarita Bar 187, right here in the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Xfinitty Series. You're watching race number 4 right here from Daytona International Super Speedway. And how about Dave Gage showing them how to get it done? For all of the talking leading up to this one right there at PR's, Dave Gage being a man of his word, and he's going to head to the front of the field, and he's going to lead a lap in the PR's Taco Palace. 187, and just like that, put it in his back pocket as the kitty cat coin Toyota Supra gonna push him to the race lead. Will they stay on the high side or drop down? Gage clear to drop down, but the 93, his help was not, so they'll stay at the top of the racetrack in a big surge. Now at the bottom, here comes Justin Gann, followed by Todd Cray, Scott Bellum, and the I Love Smoking number 1 machine. If you knew the rest, you would laugh a little bit to yourself as well. And Dishonor, oh boy, Dishonor gonna leave. Dave Gage come down the track, a little bit of issue there, trying to push him. Justin Gann almost turned that 93 around in the front of the field. That's going to break up this lead pack just a little bit as Dave Gage slides down the racetrack, and he's going to take the top spot away, or keep that top spot, but now have it secure with his best friend at the bottom. That double yellow line, you're not allowed to go below the yellow line to gain positions, and it looks like right now Dave Gage looking to keep that top spot, but thinking he's got what it takes. Here comes that 3 Wrangler machine. Big damage on his rear deck lid. On the bumper cover, you can see a lot of damage on the bottom, on the backside of that number 3 machine as we head out of turn number 4, back through the tri-oval once again. New pusher behind that 404. Here comes the 21 of Todd Cray. And Dave Gage will lead yet another lap here tonight. Lap number 25 already in the books. We are a third of the way through tonight's race, and now that outside lane begins to fade. Big pushes as they stack up at the bottom. Oh, and into the outside wall. Big trouble now. The 33 of Joe Whitmer, he's going to lose a ton of ground, and he very well may lose this lead pack. Let's keep our eye right here for a moment. Let's see if he's able to hang on to the back end of Scott Bellum. Veteran move right there to just see that move by Scott Bellum. Made a move to get to the outside to try to force more dirty air on that 33 and slow him down just a little bit, trying to break that draft behind him. But it looks like, fortunately enough for Whitmer, he's going to hang on to sniff of the draft, and he's going to work his way back up to this lead pack. 10 drivers over 6.3 seconds ahead. There you can see Bobby Blazer leading this short little second pack. I believe it is about 5 drivers right here in this second pack, and yes, indeed it is. Bobby Blazer, Doug Agribright, John Timms, Stephen Ayers Jr., Nick Burlow. This 5-car mid-pack right here. Bobby Blazer, a driver that knows how to get it done. He's been to victory lane one time so far this season. One of only 2 drivers with 3 straight top 10 finishes. So Blazer, man of consistency. Man moving to the front. We'll see if he can break back into the top 10 and keep that streak alive. Last week's race winner well off the pace here tonight. Let's go back here into this third pack. You'll see that 26 machine back in the background. And there you can see it, the Assassins Motorsports Toyota Supra. The tail end of this third pack. Kind of just riding along right now, just biding time. Waiting for his chances to move to the front. We'll see when he's going to drop the hammer and when he's going to go for this one. Just 2 positions in front of him. You can see that. Number 12, Trace Agave, Toyota Supra, followed by the Busch Light. The 39 machine of Michael Overstreet. Great job by all of those drivers so far. Tell you what, let's jump back around the track just a little bit, trying to bring you some more of the racing action before we head to some of these onboard camera shots. There you can see that 33 machine of Whitmer. He was able to keep himself in touch with your race leaders. As Dave Gage liking the scenery at the front. Nobody in front, just everybody behind as we take a look inside the cockpit. And there you go. You want something to talk about tomorrow night? Let's talk about a little look inside of this car. The man putting in work inside of his office. Very steady hands on the wheel. Dave Gage taking control of the race, up 14 positions from where he qualified, from 15th to 1st. And he's going to pad his back pocket with a handful of laps led. That's a quick, brief little look inside the cockpit, inside the office of the man putting in work at the front of this field. The 404 of Dave Gage crosses the line, and that's going to bring lap number 31 around. 30 already in the bag, just about to the halfway point here tonight. So no pun intended, fast and furious race on our hands right here, with the 3 of Derek Moore trying to make some gains on the high side, just not able to do anything really up there at the top of the racetrack all by yourself. And I mean, who you gonna share your fajitas for 2 with if you're all alone? And right now, a man left alone at lunchtime is that 3 of Derek Moore. He's going to look for his Wranglers teammate just a little further back through the field. And there you go. 3 drivers starting to lose a little ground here. Things getting a little interesting on the track here. We're starting to see some drivers fade inside of your top 10. Zach Miller, Josiah Strauss, and Joe Whitmer all losing a little bit of ground. Not sure if it's a calculated move or if they're just maybe possibly saving a little bit of fuel. Keep in mind, although we're fast, we've got fast speeds and fast times. If you're about where that 93 is, even back there with Dave Gage, I mean, even back there with the 30 of Justin Can, we apologize. You're able to save a ton of fuel, whereas Gage up there leading the way 3 wide with lap traffic on the high side. They're going to navigate their way through that. Big moment there for Derek Moore, almost into the side of the lap traffic, so they're able to make their way through. But as we were saying, Gage out there using the most fuel right now. He's pulling this whole train of cars along. He's breaking the dirty air. He's using way more fuel than even, let's say, that 21 of Todd Cray. But as you get deeper through the pack, you get to save a little bit more gas, and representing his hometown favorite place, the PR's Taco Palace, right on the side of that 404 machine. Things starting to calm themselves down just a little bit right here at the front of the field. So let's jump back to that second pack, still being led by Bobby Blazer. He's got Doug Agberby, John Timms right there, all in line. How about 31 of Stephen Ayers Jr. right here, running well here tonight. Great looking machine out there as well. The Fast Ford Mustang sitting inside of the top 15. A little bit of damage on the front end of his teammate back through this field. There you can see Ed Hauck in the Patron, number 7 machine, struggling just a little bit. Crinkles from contact on the front end of his machine. The 29 also with a little bit of a roughed up front splitter. There you can see the wrinkles on that 29 machine as we now go on board. I do believe we're going to go on board. Yes, we are on board. Camera shot. Taking a look back at this field. Ed Hauck just out front showing the way, trying to work his way back inside the top 5. And you could hear the blip of the throttle. Did you hear that little blip of the throttle? That right there just backs up the point that we were talking about, able to save fuel. You don't have to stay in the gas to stay with the drivers in front of you. You're able to jump out of the gas a little bit from time to time, save yourself a little fuel, maybe go back just 3/4 throttle instead of full throttle, and you're going to be able to maintain that pace. And it looks like That third pack is no more. They've caught the tail end of this second pack. So a giant snake of cars trying to reel in your race leaders. Top 10 broke away to over a 6-second advantage. It is now down under 4 seconds, 3.3 to be exact. Blazer trying to blaze a trail to the front of this field and give himself and his fellow competitors an opportunity to battle for that checkered flag. Meanwhile, at the front, not much has changed. Leading the race, the last, it looks to be about 10 laps or so. Dave Gage asserting himself at the front of the Jose Cuervo PR's Taco Palace 404 machine. Dave Gage continues to show the way. Pets for Paradise. Kitty Cat Coin, number 21, Chevy Camaro of Todd Cray running in second. Fast number 93, Kitty Cat Coin, Toyota Supra of Patrick DeSauner right there running in third. The Hungary Animals, number 30 of Justin Gann sitting in fourth. And the 62 of Nate DeFayette rounding out your top five here tonight. Scott Bellum dropping 4 positions from where he qualified in that second position. Bellum will now run in sixth with Joe Whitmer and Derek Moore. Those Wrangler Jeans sponsored machines right behind each other. Now, let's see here. Let's try to do some of this math. These drivers have been out there for 30 green laps. They were all on the pit road on lap number 8. So let's do the math here. They came out of pit road. They went 2 times around the track at caution speed still. When are they going to have to come to pit road? We've already got a handful of drivers coming to pit road for, well, no, that's going to be a driver's making a second pit stop during our first caution of the evening. We had a handful of drivers do that, but nobody making that second pit stop just yet. We'll have to wait to see how long they push it. And are they going to be able to make it to the end from here? They've already got themselves, as we said, about 31 laps of fuel. Or 31 laps after that caution flag, as now the 19 of Aaron Alt's going to drop yet another lap down here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway. Tough break here tonight for that 19. Victim of circumstance, wrong place, wrong time. And he's just got a long night in front of him from here on out. Great racing action so far here tonight in the PR's Taco Palace 187. Live from Daytona International Super Speedway, you're watching the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinitty Series. And how about that? We had a 6-second advantage for your top 10. It is out the window. We have now got drivers lined up nose to tail, and here comes the break to pit road. Drivers breaking to pit road, Joe Whitmer, Derek Moore, Bobby Blazer, Jug, Agra, Bright, Carlos Ramos, John Timms, Prater, Ayers Jr., Tallman, Alt, Dutton, Ross, all to pit road. That's going to be at least 11 drivers to pit road all at one time. 14 stayed out on track. Ooh, this is going to get good. Grab yourself an appetizer, maybe a pair of fish tacos. Stop by the salsa bar, get yourself some chips and a few margaritas, because we're going to have a crazy finish for tonight's PR's Taco Palace. 187 as the front of the field. All brakes for pit road. How are they going to get it done? Oh, my goodness, that was close. Nick Burlow going to get left high and dry. He's all alone. 3.5 second advantage over his closest friend on the track. Burlow Gonna lose a ton of time out there by himself as we see drivers rejoining the racetrack, coming off a pit road after their first and only green flag pit stop of the night. And Burlow trying to knife his way through this field. He's got somewhere to go. Ooh, my goodness, down at the bottom of the racetrack. Did you see that move by Ed Hauck? Hauck not messing around one bit either. He's trying to get himself back into contention, back with an opportunity. Things going to get all jumbled up now as Burlow going to lead a lap, but head to pit road. Patrick Coro and Michael Overstreet all to pit road as well. And it looks like working his way off of pit lane. Here he comes, leading a big train of cars off of pit road. Justin Gann very well may have this thing in hand. He may end up as your race leader. Dave Gage losing a handful of positions on pit road this time around. And it looks like Gann gonna miss out on this one. Scott Bellum gonna take the race lead. Not officially your race leader just yet. Nick Burlow still holding on to that race lead, but he is slow moving, slow getting up to speed all alone right now. No help off of pit lane, and I think he's just going to get 8 up. Burlow, Overstreet, and Coro, 1, 2, 3, all on the apron, all trying to get up to speed, and just like that, 2 of them going to fall, and there's only 1 more to go. And Nick Burlow out here, a hold and serve, man. It's been a long time since I've seen a driver be able to come down pit road by himself, jump off of pit road by himself, and maintain the race lead. But here you go. Big speed differential over a 10-mile-an-hour difference. And just like that, Scott Bellum going to go back to the point that I love smoking. Number 1, your top 3 now going to drop down to the bottom of the racetrack. That's going to leave the 404 of Dave Gage up on the high side with a familiar face behind him. The 93 of Patrick DeSauner looking to push that 404 back to the race lead. Todd Cray looked to the outside for a moment. Not going to get there. He's going to stay down on the bottom of the racetrack. Oh, a little bit of a moment for the 41 of Doug Agerbite. Maybe not wanting to take that sobriety test after happy hour at the Taco Palace. Swerving Irvin right there. Gets it corralled and corrected and heads back around the track. 41 of Agerbite now outside of your top 10, sitting in the 14th position, but in a good spot just off in front of him. You can see that number 5 Corona machine of Cody Schultz beginning to show his hand and work his way up to the front of the field. Just a little over that halfway point. We have only got 30 laps remaining here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway. If you haven't been watching or you just joined us, go ahead, show these drivers some love and drop them that thumbs up. Let them know you appreciate all the great racing action here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway. Well, while we're here, while we got your attention, go ahead and join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop that thumbs up. Click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by, whether you're sliding in to say hey, or you're one of the dedicated fans, friends, family, maybe one of the possible sponsors out there tonight. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. Big wiggle at the front. We're 3 wide into the outside wall as well. Oh, boy, the 77 of John Timms. Big moment front of this field. That could have got ugly in a hurry. Wow. That could have turned out a lot worse than what it did. Fortunately enough for this entire field, no real catastrophe to be averted. at that point in time, but falling deep in the running order now. Tim's was inside of your top 5, now outside of your top 15, and that's how quick it can happen. And this is how quick you can take the race lead. Back at the front, Justin Prater taking the top spot away. Carlos Ramos right there after lingering around that top 15 position. Ramos and Bright, they both surge to the front. How about the man 4 back? 4 cars back, up 28 positions from where he started tonight's race back in 32nd. Almost tail end of the field. There was only 2 cars behind him. Now running inside of your top 5, knocking on the door of yet another podium finish inside of that fast number 90 B Blazer Vintage number 90 machine. Bobby Blazer's got his fast forward at the front of this field. Now moving to the outside. Looks like he's going to let the 97 lead a handful of laps. Not quite wanting to be in the race lead at this point in time. And Prater going to give up that top spot. Carlos Ramos going to cross the line to lead his first laps of the evening. It's getting down to the nitty and gritty. We've only got about 26 laps to be looking pretty. Who's going to walk into victory lane? Who's going to slide away with the checkered flag here tonight and pick up a round for the boys tomorrow night at the Palace? Will it be Ramos himself, or will we see a repeat winner for the first time this season? Let's hear it. Let's hear who you got out there in the chat. I know you're out there. I know you're watching. I can see you. I can see you out there enjoying this one. Let's see who you got. Let's see where your head's at. And, you know, with about 15 to go, I'll reveal my pick of the race, and we'll see how they go. Hopefully we don't give them that good old broadcaster curse here tonight. But as we begin to wind down some of the laps here, I tell you what, we're going to jump closer to the track, give you a little bit more of these sights and sounds. We're going to mute the mic, and we're going to turn it up. And you gotta love the sights and sounds. Big tip of the cap to all of the race teams allowing us to go on their machines and put some of these great action shots together for you here tonight as we watch the Corona number 5 try to find a way to the front. He's mired back in traffic right now, running just inside of your top 20. But unlike those first handful of laps, we have got the entire field all knotted up with each other, all running within striking distance. If something happens, We may see the big one. We haven't seen the big one yet. And how about the big boy at the front? He wants some recognition. He's trying to walk away with the race win for his sponsor. Inside of that 404, PR's Taco Palace, Jose Cuervo machine. The Camaro driver showing the way, trying to lead the most laps here tonight. He's only, I believe it's about 10 more laps, and he'll be able to lead the most laps here. And we've got drivers to pit road. Drivers to pit road for a third time here. Carlos Ramos, Doug Hagler, Brian, Justin Prater, as well as Bobby Blazer all going to head to pit road. That's going to mix things up. We've got a strategy going on here. Should these drivers not be able to make it, sitting pretty will be everybody that decided to come to pit lane on lap number 54 out of the 75 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching. Race number 4 here in the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. You're watching the PR's Taco Palace and Margarita Bar. 187 and a big move now at the bottom. The 93 will take the top spot, and that looked like it was a coordinated effort. Dave Gage going to give up the top spot right at the start-finish line. Patrick DeSolner going to lead a lap. Gage going to fall in line right behind him. Todd Cray still waiting in the wings. Justin Gann back inside of your top 5. Gann sitting in the 4th position with the 62 of Nate DeFayette right behind him. Rounding out your top 5, Scott Bellum sitting in 6th. Nick Burlow back in 7th. Nathaniel Tallman, Joe Whitmer, and Derek Moore finish out your top 10 live here from Daytona International Super Speedway. It's 20 laps to go as drivers cross the line and back down into turn number 1. It's high speeds, high banks, and high stakes here tonight in the PR's Taco Palace 187. Who's going to grab the whole enchilada? Who's going to walk away with the grande quesadilla? We'll have to wait to find out. I know I can't wait to find out. I think we're going to see a 4th different race winner. I don't think we're going to see a repeat winner here tonight. Todd Cray lurking in that 3rd position. Only driver that's been to victory lane that's inside of your top 15. I don't think, without a late race caution, I don't think we're going to see those drivers in the back make their way to the front. But how about the run on the outside all by himself, shot out of a cannon? I wonder if it was a salsa cannon. I wonder if they make a salsa cannon. I would buy one, that's for sure. I drink salsa. I don't eat salsa and chips. I eat chips and drink salsa. I'm just saying. Just saying. You don't want to get me around that bar, I'm telling you. The Coors Light number 99 of Nicholas Swing. First time here tonight. The Coors Light machine looking for the top spot. He'll have the race lead officially through a timing and scoring loop, but not going to lead the lap back to the line. Zach Miller going to surge forward down there on the inside lane, and he will keep the race lead across the line. Only 18 laps now remaining, but we've got the entire field beginning to come back together. It took all race long to get them all back together, but all the fuel strategies, tire strategies, they've all worked themselves out. We've got 3 wide through this field. Nicholas Swing 3 wide on the high side. 3 wide on the high side for a moment. Ed Hauck finds himself as the man in the middle of the Patron machine. Gonna bail out from that one. He'll make a pass, and he'll move into 2nd in that outside lane. We'll see if they're going to be able to push their way back to the front. A little bit of movement out of these drivers as the runs get bigger, the pushes get harder, and how about the push by the drivers on the outside and out? Woo! Looking to the inside, the 3 better hold that inside lane. The 33 of Whitmer better hold that double yellow line. Looking to the inside, if you open up the door too much, you might find yourself spun to the infield. You gotta be careful here. Watch the checkpoints because they are out there. Happy hour already well behind us, and drivers looking to stumble their way to victory lane after a great night of racing, transitioning from daylight into darkness. It's all about who's got what it takes to lead this fast, hungry field. And back across the line, Justin Gann going to be credited with leading that lap with just 16 to go. No, in trouble. There goes the 33. He opened up the door just a little bit, and it was just enough. And he's going to go to the inside of the racetrack. He's going to stay off of the racing surface, so that will not bring out a caution. We will stay green flag racing. And just like that, we talked about it. He's getting back up to speed. But we told you, you open up that door a little too much, and you're going to find yourself with some trouble. We're going to check the replay real quick before we head back live at the front. Oh, no! Justin Gann just comes down the track. Ill-advised push on the high side, and Justin Gann down into the side of that 33 machine. Great driving to keep it from sliding back across the track and in front of everybody. So a great job by that 33, but unfortunately he's going to need a caution to get himself back up in the mix. Meanwhile, front of the field, out of the corner, Patrick DeSaulnier showing the way. DeSaulnier showing the way as we work our way out of turn 4. We'll cross the line with less than 15 to go this time by Todd Cray. Making a move to the inside. Dave Gage going to jump to the high side, and here comes that 3 machine of Derek Moore. He wants a piece of the action at the front. And Hauck, the Patron, number 7, making his way to the second position inside lane. Big run by Todd Cray on the outside. And Cousin Jess, here you go. Let's go, Todd Cray. He's going to go to the front and take the race lead. A little bit of contact there between the 7 and the 93. No harm, no foul. DeSaulnier able to rejoin the racing surface, looks like. I believe that is Justin Gann. Yes, it is. In that Hangry Animals number 30, he's given a little bit of room. This looks a little too familiar to Gann. He's been in this position in all 3 of your opening events here in season number 6 for the American Sim Motor Racing League right here on iRacing.com, the world's number 1 racing simulator. And Gann has been a magnet for late race trouble. He jumped out of the gas, allowed DeSaulnier to get back up on track, and look at that. He's going to give up another 3 positions in doing so, but he's going to keep himself clean and out on the track, and that is that's all you got to ask for. You got to be there at the end. You got to try to give yourself a fighting chance and look for Gann to be making some moves here. And just a handful of laps working their way off of turn 4. Nobody eyeballing pit road. So we're still scratching our heads just a little bit on those drivers that came to pit road for a 3rd time here tonight. I'm back on lap number 53. Bobby Blazer, Doug Hackbright, Carlos Ramos, as well as Justin Prater, all right there running with each other, all outside of your top 20. They've got plenty of fuel to make it to the end. I just don't know if I like that strategy. I think they're banking on a late race caution, and then maybe they're going to stay out at the end. I don't know. We're going to have to let it all pan out and play out. But in the meantime, I'll tell you what. Somebody go down the hall. We got to talk to the sponsors. I need myself a few tacos El Pastor. Absolutely amazing. If you haven't ordered Tacos El Pastor, you gotta order it. I'm telling you what, you won't be disappointed. Great stuff right there. Oh gosh, I miss I miss being able to have that. You know, have that fresh tacos El Pastor. I'm not a huge taco fan. You know, don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. You know, I'm more of the rellenos. I like rellenos. I don't really eat a lot of burritos either, but enchiladas are good. Chimichangas also one of my favorites when we visit the local spots. But nothing beats a great tacos El Pastor. Absolutely phenomenal stuff right there. Or and yeah, I was going to say, or did we have a pass for the race lead? And we did. Todd Cray grabbed that top spot away. Dave Gage surged around him for a moment. But Cray said, not just yet. And Todd Cray may prove me wrong here, Jess. I said we weren't going to have a repeat runner. And here we are coming down the backstretch and into turn number 3. And look at the run on the high side. Oh, my goodness. Patrick Coro shot out of a cannon. Where did he come from? The Busch Light Apple 39 of Michael Overstreet. Huge push on the tail end of that 91 machine. And they're going to shoot right around the outside lane. And they're going to take the top spot away. Adam Ross and that Tres Agave, number 12, moves his way into a podium spot. And just as we were saying, is Todd Cray going to be the first winner to go to victory lane for a second time this season? And we had not just one driver go by, but 3 of them gonna go and take those top 3 positions away. Todd Cray still in a good position, but is fuel saving on these drivers' minds. Back through the travel and back into turn number 1 we go. Patrick Coro showing the way. Great run here tonight for Coro. I'm going to tell you what, we're going to get a little cheat sheet action. What do you say we get a little closer with one of our turn 3 drone cams, get a little look at this machine. Showing the way in that 91 is Patrick Coro. Great run for him here tonight as we go high above the racetrack to yet our second drone cam footage of the evening. As you can see on the outside, I believe that is the 98 of Brenton Hunt off of the lead lap, but Hunt trying to make a difference if he can, trying to help out his fellow man. But it doesn't look like anybody willing to risk jumping out of line at this point in time, so we'll stay nose to tail, front of the field, firing down the backstretch. 7 laps remaining here tonight. Top 6 slowly breaking away from the field behind them. Nate DeFan right here. Last driver inside of that top 6, the 62 Ford Mustang, sitting right there, up 8 positions from where he qualified. Got Patrick DeSauner right at about 0.2 of a second behind him, and that gap going to dissipate and go away. Big run now coming. What will the field do with it behind him? Will they make a move to the high side? Looked like Nick Burlow thought about it for a moment, but thought better of it. He's going to stay in line now as we've got Ed Hauck to pit lane. The 7 of Ed Hauck to pit lane all by himself. He's going to give up a ton of track positions and drop outside of your top 25. Ed Hauck onto pit lane late. Nose to tail for your top 15 positions. There you can see the Coors Light number 99 of Nicholas Wing. The final driver in this line as we cross the line. The high five. Hi, how you doing? The 5-finger wave through the field. 5 laps remaining here at Daytona International Super Speedway. Just a handful of miles above 10 left here And how about the calm night right here? Just a nice, cool evening sitting on the beach, sipping his Corona and lime. There you can see Cody Schultz chilling in the back, running in 14th position right now. Will he have a run to the end of tonight's race? I believe we're getting ready to see some strategy play between a handful of drivers. And will it unfold the right way, or will there be carnage, chaos, and tow trucks at the end of tonight's PR's Taco Palace? 187 live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching race number 4 for the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. More drivers to pit road. Scott Thomas, Joshua Douglas, and Andrew Alt all got to visit pit road with less than 5 laps to go. Does the front of the field have enough fuel to make it to the end? Back at the front, nobody making any moves as of yet. As there you can see Brinson Hunt making his way down to pit road. Drivers leaving pit lane, and I think it's going to be some problems. They're going to fall off of the lead lap. There you can see multiple drivers now falling off of the lead lap late in the race. Only 3 laps remaining. Do they have enough fuel to do it? Bobby Blazer knocking on the door of a top 15. He's about 10 seconds behind this lead pack here. Should these drivers begin to stumble and stutter in the fuel mileage area, he is going to be able to be hammered down. And right now, a 5-mile-an-hour difference on the speed charts, coming to 2 fingers to go. And that's 2 to go. Let me have 2 of those fish tacos, put them in that to-go plate, and let's get a margarita as we head on out the door. We're going to begin to slowly make our way to victory lane. And who is going to capture that checkered flag, make a move? Now on the outside from that 6th position, Nate DeFayette hunting the front. DeFayette hunts the front on the outside. He's going to bounce the 21 of Todd Cray, and the Trace Agave machine going to get locked on the inside. We've got sliding and slipping going on. 2, 3, 1. Todd Cray goes to the top. Oh my goodness. It's going to get hot and heavy as we come around the track. One more time, white flag flies. Final lap here from Daytona International Superspeedway. Nate DeFayette's move does not pan off, and he's going to have a hard lick to the inside. Nick Burlow going to take the top spot away. Big block as we got trouble behind. Justin Gann involved. He's on his lid. DUI in order for him. He's going to make a slide through the salsa bar as well. Tough break. Yet again, those late race woes and troubles rearing their ugly head, and Justin Gann going to fall through the running order. But here we go. We are set for a run to the end out of turn number 4. Here we go. Big push. Here comes the move to the top. Big block by Burlow, and he's going to make contact. Cray into the lawn. Dave Gage, hard impact. Wow. What a finish. What a run to the checkered flag. 2, 3, 4 different incidents, but we've got a 4th different race winner here in season number 6. Race number 4. Oh my goodness. Nick Burlow, big moves, big blocks, and it all pans out and works out. Burlow going to walk away first. Scott Pelham right there in second with Todd Cray walking away third. Heavy impact for Cray in that 404 of Dave Gage. What a finish. What a run. What a night here at the PR's Taco Palace and Margarita Bar 187. Want to give a big special shout out to everybody down there in Orlando checking things out here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We do appreciate you joining us here from the Taco Palace, and hope these drivers, hope some of your fellow friends put on a show for you here tonight. Dave Gage led a handful of laps, but unfortunately unable to walk away with the checkered flag. Had a fine finish, finishes top 5, but not what he wanted here tonight. He was trying to get the title sponsor, excuse me, into victory lane, but it's not going to work out for him. And here we go on the front stretch, post-race celebrations in order for the man inside of that Charlotte Knights number 49 machine, the Carolina native. Gonna do a little bit of burnouts and give the fans in the stands a smoke show. And we're gonna step away for a brief commercial break, get things ready to go for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back live trackside at the conclusion of tonight's PR's Taco Palace 187. How about that for something to talk about at the Margarita Bar? You better pick yourself up 2 or 3. Maybe get a top shelf frozen one while you're at it. Always love those beautiful frozen margaritas. But nonetheless, let's get back on track, Dave. We can talk about PR's Taco Palace all night long, but let's talk to some of these drivers that walked away in the podium positions here tonight. And we'll begin. What do you say we start with the driver that walked away third here tonight, snatching that podium spot away right at the end by just, just barely getting it, but still getting the job done. Patrick, it's Dave. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I mean, voice is still coming back after that one, but
I hear you. I hear you. Well, I don't want to say how did you get there. I mean, yeah, you were running well all night. We seen a huge run inside of 5 laps to go. What made you think you could make that move then, and how did you keep it up there?
Well, after we noticed that the race was going green there for a while, we started doing the math calculations back on the box, and came up with the fuel strategy that we could do it in one stop. But in order to do it, we got to stretch it to X mark, and then get back on track and hope that we can get behind somebody and ride for a while. and it seemed like most of the field was in fuel save mode a lot more aggressively than we needed to be. So we said, all right, when we hit 10 to go, I knew I had a friend there in Overstreet there and behind me. He's been an old buddy of mine for a while, and he'd been riding back there. So I figure, all right, if I step out and hit it, he's going to join me. And sure enough, he did. And it was just pedal to the metal at that point. We had saved enough that we could go all the way to the end. Now, cautions, green, white, checkered, I don't think we would have been good, but to the checkered, we could at least make it.
Well, it was a great race strategy for you, as well as a handful of other drivers out there. But that big move, as you said, inside of 10 to go and getting up there with 5 to go, really is what set yourself apart from the field. Really caught us a little bit off guard. We thought you shot out of a cannon until, as you already said, until we seen Overstreet behind you, and then we knew what he was doing to you. That Busch Light machine got you up there. And got you into a great opportunity to finish well here tonight in the PR's Taco Palace 187. So, Patrick, before we let you go and enjoy the rest of the night away, maybe slide over and get yourself a few enchiladas. You want to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous? Maybe thank anybody back home in Texas?
Well, definitely got to give a shout out to the PR's Taco Bar folks that are watching live. This Bacardi shot and Busch Light chasers for you. But I got to give a shout out to the sponsors that have been around here at ASMR here for a while. Derek Spears Designs, Butt Kicker, Admin Box. Obviously, Hauck Designs, who is sponsoring the whole darn thing. And some of my personal sponsors, Bitwarden, The Love Pit, Dog Rescue, and Favor. But to all the folks that are out there watching live, I hope we put on one heck of a show. I'm going to be not sleeping too well tonight coming off the adrenaline from tonight.
Well, man, go get yourself some of those margaritas. That'll calm you down just a little bit, but you're not allowed to drive home as fast as you drove out there on the track. You got to make me that promise. We don't want to bail you out. You know what I mean?
The only place I'm driving quick is to Victory Lane to go celebrate with my teammate.
I hear you. Well, we'll see you there. Congratulations once again, Patrick, and we'll try to catch up with you next week.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, there you have it. Walking away third just by the skin of his teeth, 5/1000ths of a second separated Coro from being outside of the podium looking in, but getting the job done here tonight. Walking away third on the podium. Job well done inside of that 91 machine. That was Patrick Coro, and that's going to move us right on along. We'll see if we can't talk to the man inside of that one machine. Let's see if we can't talk to second place finisher here tonight, Scott Bellum. It's Dave in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you, Dave. How you going?
I'm going good. How you doing after a fine second place? Did you think you were going to get there?
Yeah, I was just being very, very patient there. Rode around in the mid pack there for a while just to save fuel and be ready to make a run there at the end.
Now, I'm gonna poke at you a little bit. I love the modesty. Yeah, I'm supposed to be there. Love it, man. But anyways, back on track here. I gotta ask you about this paint scheme. We've been seeing it over the course, I believe, of the past at least 2 races, possibly 3 here. The I Love Smoking sponsorship on that car. Explain this one to us.
Shamokin's a little coal cracker town here in central Pennsylvania, and it's a very interesting place. There's a church and a bar on pretty much every corner.
That is a little bit interesting. Oh, okay. Well, I think I might love that place too. It might go on the map for places to visit.
Yeah, if you ever watched Tasho, it makes a segment on one of his shows.
All right. Well, Scott, congratulations. Walking away second here tonight. A great run for you and your teammates, as well as your entire crew, giving yourself a shot for the race win at the end. You almost got the job done, but you fell a little bit short. Do you think you may have what it takes to go to victory lane next week?
Yeah, we'll give it a shot here. I really needed this as a confidence booster. We were running a little rough there the past couple weeks, but super speedway is where it's at. I have over 300 and some starts in various leagues, so super speedway is kind of my forte.
Well, we hope to see you there. We'll be there. I know you'll be there, but we'll see if we can't meet in victory lane. But until then, my man, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Just to my fiance, it's our 2 year anniversary, so hopefully she's watching tonight. And if anybody's looking for a pressure washer, I got one for sale.
There you go. Hit them up. Wash your stuff. Just saying. Scott, heck of a job here tonight. As always, pleasure catching up with you trackside, and we'll see if we can't catch up with you again soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Dave.
All right, there you have it. He's got pressure washers for sale. Clean your car up if you drop some of those tacos. Scott Bellum gonna walk away second here tonight. Heck of a job by that one crew, and that's gonna move us right on along to the man that we'll see if his heart calmed down any from walking away with his first checkered flag of the season right here at Daytona International Super Speedway inside of that 49 Charlotte Knights machine. Nick, it's Dave. Man, how you feeling after this?
Oh, I'm feeling great. That was a very epic last 2 or 3 laps there, like 2.5 laps after I pulled out of line. But
Yeah,
it's kind of
you
sorry, go ahead.
pulled out a line there with less than 5 laps to go. Was it? I know sometimes here at these super speedways, you're almost forced to make that move instead of checking up. You're almost forced to jump out of line. Was it a calculated move, or it was a we're just gonna see if it works?
It was partially calculated. I was on the verge of fuel, so I was sitting there between like 8th and 12th for basically that whole last fuel run, just trying to conserve as much as I can. My plan was to go high with 5 to go, and hopefully someone went with me. But I'm sure you could see that I poked my nose out a few times the last 5 laps, but no one would go. I had to wait till I think it was the 62 finally pulled out, and I got behind him and pushed him, and we got up there towards the front, and a few things fell my way, and I found myself in the front on the back, or I guess going into one, and I'm just at that point just blocking for my life from there on out.
Well, you walked away with the race winning move, the race winning performance at the end of tonight's race. You threw the whole salsa bar at him, keeping yourself out there at front. How worried were you that you may end up around coming through the trial?
When I came down, I think it was Scott Bell who ended up finishing second. I saw him below me, but with those few hundred yards left, I came down a little bit, and so I knew at that point if I got spun, I was probably enough ahead to still get across in the lead. So that's why I said with this few hundred meters to go and in the lead, I'm blocking everybody. It's not real life. I don't have my body isn't on the line near as much. So I mean, at all. So it's not quite the same.
Well, I know the way hearts start beating and the heart rate goes when you're coming down to the end of these things. You mentioned a little bit about it before we came back live on air for everybody. So I know the heart was pounding, the adrenaline was pumping, and you walked away with the whole enchilada here tonight. So grabbing the first checkered flag here in season number 6. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on the race win here tonight. Before we let you go and celebrate the night away at the Margarita Bar, though, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Absolutely. Shout out to Ed Hauck for this amazing paint job. Always good to go to him. He does amazing work. Thanks to my team, always putting in some motivation in there, help me get across the line. And it's the whole league. Whole league runs pretty well most of the time. We ran a lot longer green flag than I thought we would, so that was very good, very clean for everybody. And a big shout out to you as well for always having a great broadcast to go back and rewatch the action from another angle.
Well, I know you're gonna love to go back and rewatch this and watch that race winning performance once again. Nick, congratulations on the checkered flag, and from one Carolina native to the next. We hope to see you back in victory lane soon, but until then, my man, stay safe and keep it fast. All right, there you have it. Final few parting words from the man that had walked away with his first checkered flag of the season. Nick Burlow gonna conquer them all, and he's gonna walk away with the checkered flag here tonight. What a race, what a night. Oh my goodness. With tonight's PR Tacos Palace 187 now in the bag, we're gonna begin to get ready to head off into the sunset. And not too far across the country to next week's race. And as the bells begin to ring in the background, you hear those familiar tunes begin to play, producers ready to roll, so we're going to run down tonight's unofficial race results. A little bit of a mix-up in the timing and scoring, but there you can see it right there. Nick Burlow going to take the top spot away. The 49 going to capture the checkered flag here tonight. The Imperial Motorsports #1 machine of Scott Bellum back in second. The 91 of Patrick Coro takes the final spot on the podium with Todd Cray right behind him. Dave Gage going to finish out your top 5. 39 of Michael Overstreet pushed Burlow to the front, but it wasn't quite enough to keep himself there. Overstreet will finish tonight's race back in 6th. 54 of Nathaniel Talman back in 7th with Cody Schultz in 8th. 9th place tonight to last week's race winner inside of that 26 machine. Bailey Dutton finishes in 9th. The 99 of Nicholas Wing will round out your top 10 with the 93 of Patrick DeSauner back at 11th, Bobby Blazer in 12th, Doug Agrabite 13th, Justin Prater and John Timms finish out your top 15. The 97 of Carlos Ramos, Derek Moore, and Adam Ross sitting in 18th. 19th spot here tonight from Daytona belongs to Larry Bowling with Zach Miller rounding out your top 20. Josiah Strauss back in 21st, Nate DeFayette in 22nd, Justin Gann late race trouble, he'll finish first, driver 1 lap down into 23rd spot. Scott Thomas in 24th, Stephen Ayers Jr. 25th, 26th tonight belongs to Andrew Alt, Joshua Douglas in 27th, Brinson Hunt 28th, and the rest of your field looks a little something like that. And we're going to begin to cut off the lights and roll up the cords, but first, before we go, if you haven't already, join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave of the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Let's all go grab a round at the Margarita Bar. Big shout out to PR's Taco Palace and Margarita Bar. Until next time, my friends, stay safe, stay loved, and we'll meet ya in Turn 3.